Hello and welcome back, everybody. Game 2 on the horizon here, and Supernova. I struggle to say made quick work of DSG, but made confident
they worked
of DSG in that game 1. That was a very one-sided game ever since they got the slight hint of a gold lead.
I mean, it's just like, yeah, pretty much. It was a really rough game to speak of.
Let's talk about it critically, though, because we hinted at it at the end. Supernova did take their time closing it out. Are we concerned that it took them a full 28 minutes to win that game when they had a 10K gold lead at 20 minutes?
Not really. Kind of what I was pointing out towards the end of that game, basically once the Nexus exploded, is that there's a part of me that thinks this game has been over since like 20 minutes, like run at the Nexus, but I am fine with their commitment to consistency and discipline over their specific way of playing the game, and that will matter a lot more when they're playing against better teams, either towards the end of the split, because I think they still have to play FlyQuest, for example, and when they go to playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, prioritizing the win always makes sense in the competitive games. I still am of the belief that one of NA's biggest weaknesses that we see at the LCS level, especially when we get to international level or international play, is struggling to end games. If you can get the lead, how do you transition that into a win? I want to see the developing players, the LCS hopefuls, really hound that skill right now. Really focus on that. Close games out quick, because if you can develop that here, bring that to the LCS, that's going to help the LCS, and it's going to help us internationally as well. So I'm looking future. So I disagree with you, Beatdown, but I also do still understand it that, yes, prioritizing the win makes sense for the players. But
yeah, especially because it's about fundamentals when you're at this level of play too, and you want to get those to a certain point before you go to the LCS. So really, I think you're blaming LCS players, which kind of
subtle.
Yeah,
subtle.
I caught that. Don't think.
Well, that's the beauty of being a shoutcaster, is I never have to back up my talk because it's not my job to
you being a play-by-play.
I just, especially being a play-by-play, I can just say things. No, I mean, of course, obviously, all of these players are far better than I am, but I do still see the value in developing the skill, especially at this level of how do you end the game. I don't think it was a bad way by any means from Supernova how they went approaching that, but I still think of like, maybe we can speed it up. The Ballista combo we also didn't see.
Damn,
so we didn't even get rewarded
about that.
for it going that long. Yeah.
Maybe this game. Maybe
there.
DSG will somehow do it because, nice try. We're doing
it is Fearless Draft. I'm happy you
Exactly.
highlight that because we can actually, I don't know if we have it ready right now, but we will take a look at the last champions that were just played as a reminder here. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, production. DSG will not get Aatrox, Wukong, Azir, or the Seraphine or the Rakan. And Supernova will not get the Renekton, the Talia, the Yone, the Kalista, and the Blitzcrank. We will not see the Ballista combo from Supernova, at least.
Yeah. So I kind of want to bring back a question, a point you brought up in our first series where you were asking, could Fear make something happen? Or no, actually, you asked if Wildcard could make something happen with some of their comfort champs out of the picture. I think DSG are at least somewhat in a similar position where we'd see Azir and Azir for Young, and we saw Manui playing the Seraphine. They couldn't make anything happen. LeBlanc is never getting through, by the way, so just remove that from your minds, people.
Yeah, so, I can't imagine leaving that up, and I'm happy you highlight that because the Seraphine is a comfort pick for Manui, but also when we talk about the champs that have gotten them wins, they don't have many, but Aatrox is one of the wins that Tenacity has gotten, along with Olaf and Aurelia, so now they can't play the Aatrox anymore. Yeah, based on that game, one, it feels like what we should expect from Supernova. I'm worried about what we can start to expect from DSG because we're running out of weeks, we're running out of days, we're running out of games and matches for them to figure out how to put the pieces together, and I'm still not seeing that cohesive 5 players playing with the same game plan. I'm seeing Poom go in. I'm seeing delayed follow-up from Darkwings and Manui, or rather Young, and Manui.
There you go.
I see Azir, I just think Darkwings. But some of those issues are still there. So as we get into draft for game number 2, let's see if they're able to shore those up because their backs are against the wall. Losing the series does not mean DSG's out of playoffs. They still have the biggest match, the most important one in Lit coming up because Lit's one of those teams that they could try and knock down and take their playoff spot to avoid the promotion tournament. But a win against Supernova drastically helps them on the path there. So they're hoping to turn things around.
It will make knocking Lit out of their spot so much more easier and plausible as well. which is why I still maintain, like, this is the most important game of the split for DSG when it comes to making playoffs, avoiding the promotion tournament, and just ensuring that they keep their spot going into NACL summer. But we'll see. First game, you know, if I'm DSG, if I'm an Arrow, I'm like, guys. So anyways, guys, can't wait to play our first game of the series tonight. The best of three is starting right now.
Put it out of your mind.
You have to.
Yep.
You have to. There's nothing
honestly,
to talk about.
I'm a fan of that mentality. You know, just pretend it didn't happen. Go into the next one fresh. Although I guess as a coach, you have to admit it happened because there's certain champions that you cannot lock in, and also certain champions that are getting banned against you. There's that LeBlanc. So let's see what DSG prioritized for their first one.
No, Aatrox, Wukong, Azir, Rakan, and Seraphine. They're just bad here. That's why they're not picking them.
Oh, no, they're disabled. Yeah.
No. They're just bad. Game one never happened.
Okay. All right. Game one never happened.
Yeah.
We're following through on that. Senna priority pick for DSG as they find themselves on blue side yet again.
Right, and so there's an opportunity to go for scaling for scaling. It is going to end up being the Smolder coming through here. It won earlier in the day. It did receive some nerfs this patch, but it's still a very viable champion in my opinion. And wow, I like that they're just not even playing around with the flex idea. They're like, no, we want Orianna right now.
Yeah. I mean, Orianna is such a powerful pick right now, so I'm happy for them to grab that for Shochi as early as possible. They still have pairings with the Smolder bot side. You can struggle into the range of the Senna, but there's not a lot of kill threat in Senna lanes. Unless we maybe see something like a Yasuo, but I don't really see Poom pulling that one out. So Vi is the combo with the Senna. Let's see what they pair with it as well. So jungle and presumably bot lane for Manui here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if we see a mid pick. Okay, so this is kind of nice because one, you're not giving away too much information. Like you could play this with Senna bot lane. It could be mid as it lanes, okay, into Orianna. But overall, I'm wondering if it's a jungle prio here for Supernova. Instead, they're looking at the Nautilus. It's a pretty popular pick with Smolder, and I think there are plenty of jungler options for them to be able to kind of go through. Things like Sejuani, things like Xin Zhao, just champs that want to go in that could pair well with Nautilus.
The Nautilus kind of puts a wrench in the plan of the Hui support. I don't know if Hui's going to have a lot of fun in that lane at that point, but I wanted to give credence to the fact it could be Hui support. Poom fun fact, has the highest damage percentage of all supports in the league. So of any supports, the amount of their team's damage they do, Poom is at the highest, and it's by a full 4%. It's 14% for Poom, 10% for the next highest. It also has the highest kill participation. So I was like, it kind of fits his wheelhouse. He's played 9 different champions. This would be the 10th, but now with the Nautilus, I'm not as sure. I feel like you could really struggle there, but we'll see what they decide to do as it's a Kali and Talia ban, so more mid lane focus against Young.
Yeah, one, you ban away a comfort, and the Talia is also just removing a combo. They don't fully believe that it's going to be Hui in the mid lane. I like those bans to just remove a nice pairing there for the side of DSG, and they're going to have to go a different route. I'm expecting another jungle ban from their side as well, and it's just going to be about what they want to leave up here. Oh, no. So it's going to be the Rumble. Okay, fair enough.
I want to give a shout out here because we banned away a lot of mid laners, and so far Young has the smallest champ pool of all mid laners. He's only played 5 different picks, and this is Fearless Draft, so keep in mind you can't duplicate champions in a series. He's played Azir, LeBlanc, Akali, Corki, Orianna. And Hui would be a new one if it is going mid lane. I'm looking at the other options so far. Corki, I guess, would be up there, but everything else is gone. You played the Azir, LeBlanc, Akali are banned, and Orianna's picked against you. So either we see something new, or we see the Corki for Young.
Right, that could be a potential option, just kind of really all in onto the scaling, but it's kind of tough. I would really like to see the Renekton here, because right now I'm not seeing too much lane
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So let's think this through. It could be then
no,
Yasuo
it's Yasuo mid.
It's Yasuo mid.
It's Yasuo mid.
You think it's Yasuo mid?
I think it's Yasuo mid.
Young does play Yasuo.
Poom, you're not like that. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, it could be Poom on the Senna, potentially. And then maybe Manui on the Yasuo. And I believe
Manui
he
does do that. He does do that.
Yasuo
You're right.
in the past.
Yeah.
So it's not known Where these champions are going, yeah, we'll find out shortly. Either way, it's exciting. It is something different for DSG, and it's being countered by an Olaf here as Faisal's final pick. One of the original Olaf players in the NACL.
Yeah,
I know we got a couple of them now, but Faisal, this was one that used to be perma-banned against him, so he's going to be very comfortable in this matchup.
So this is an interesting way to round it out there for the side of DSG. You are going to have a good amount of range. You are going to have a good amount of all-in, and I think this is an opportunity where Young has a chance to be the guy this game. I mean, he's playing the Yasuo. He has a lot of ways to set up his ultimate, that last breath. And being honest, the few wins that DSG have picked up, I said it earlier, it's when Young is having the most impact. It's usually on the block, but he has another chance to do so now. Remember, guys, this match is so important for DSG. If they lose now, as far as I'm concerned, they're probably out of playoffs, even though they do have other chances. It has to start here.
It's a tough opponent to have to start against. They do still have 3 other matches after this, so it's not out. If you're a DSG fan, you're not hitting the panic button, or at least you're not hitting the eject button. You might be hitting the panic button, but it's not ejecting yet. But I want to highlight Hui, bot lane, Senna support. So it's going to be Poom on the Senna and Manui on the Hui. He likes those AP champions. It feels like, in a way, we're back to comfort for DSG. Will it be enough to pick up a game win here? Backs against the wall, Supernova looking dominant. But we're into game 2.
This is interesting and a little exciting for me because Young, ever since I started casting League, I've kind of seen him around these last couple of years. And he is a player who I always hoped would get his tier 2 shot. I think for the most part, he's done good with it. But I've never seen him play Yasuo, at least not that I can recall. So it would be...
I have seen him play Yasuo.
Really?
I'm struggling to know when. When I think of Young, I think of melee champions in general. So the Yasuo I've definitely seen in the past. I don't remember if it was NACL or pre-NACL, but either way, it is something I have faith in. What I really want to know, as Poom is getting invaded here, is did anybody else see that animation? Did Senna's gun transform into a chariot while they were leaving base?
Yeah, it does. A lot of her skins
I've never
work
seen
like
that.
No, I remember High Noon Senna, it turns into a horse.
It does turn into a horse. I forgot about that one. As Faisal trades against Perry a little bit right there. No hard committals either way, though. And it looks like the community is starting to sway towards Supernova side. DSG fans were out in force for game 1, but now Supernova believers are showing up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe DSG fans turning on their team, kind of fake. I'm not going to lie. Jokes aside, though, I will say...
Or it's Supernova winning fans. You know?
Wait, you know, that's a more positive spin.
Another one.
I respect that. Yeah, true. They're getting more and more. All right, fair enough. Right now, though, Vision game basically means that both junglers have been or will be spotted out during their clear. You saw, even though Kenvi tried to avoid the ward, it was pinged out. They know he started on the Raptors, and it'll be pretty soon that Supernova realized, okay, Perry's going to be on that bottom side, even if that Raptors ward expires.
Early trading here from Young. Getting in onto Shochi, actually losing out on some of that health trade. It's important to keep track of the Yasuo's health early on in the ranged matchups, because if you can get onto them and win the trades, you're doing great. But if you're struggling... Ooh, okay. Look from Hyman? Nah, not too much. If you're struggling and you're under half health, then there's always the threat of a gank. Speaking of, Perry's actually looking for a gank here out of Faisal top side. There is Ghost available. Tenacity lands the body slam. Flash Vault Breaker from Perry. Do they have the damage? Nope. Faisal's running away. We're underneath the turret. Faisal with the undertow. Does he get him?
He's dead.
But Perry! No! The botch dive and first blood to Faisal.
Oh, you can just feel the desperation there. Overcommitting. As soon as the W comes through from Faisal, surely it's just over.
Got this.
No, it's a bait.
Ooh, wow, okay.
You know, something I say often, Kangas, is that when you're in lane against Udyr, when you think you can kill him, actually, no, you can't. And that's kind of still true with Olaf. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, I got there.
You got there. I'm happy. Proud of you.
All right, junglers spot each other out. Because Perry went down, he's a full level behind Kenby right now. Taking damage from the Raptors, but actually doing a lot in response, but it does not matter. Perry will fall again. Maybe Poom can make something happen here. Is able to get to the fight first. Young picks up the kill. That's good news for DSG. We set Young up as the player that needs to step up in this game too. Getting gold onto him early, it will feel good, but overall, Kenvi is still out jungling Perry monstrously.
Yeah, it's a big deal too, because now Perry's first buy wasn't actually anything, which feels pretty awful.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this looks tough too, because honestly, Vi, like if you land your Q, you actually have a pretty good chance with your W passive of trading really well early. The problem ends up being, one, Shochi shows up with the flash, by the way. And the fact that Kenvi, he's playing Lee Sin, also pretty strong early on. And wow.
Thank you, Observers, for highlighting that. The tornado actually knocked up Kenvi there as he was trying to use the second activation of Q. Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of that was just the level advantage plus the red buff for Kenvi meant that there was just no chance of Perry actually taking that, even though he had the health bar lead. Shochi showing up was just the cherry on top. And now Kenvi's just going to make Perry's life a living hell.
Yep.
He has not farmed a camp since he died top lane. He was at 12, now he's at 14. Kenvi barely gets the kill, but it counts. Perry's died for the third time.
That is honestly the worst feeling. Remember, Perry didn't buy. And this is, again, that point I made up about, I was talking about with counter jungling earlier on, Kangas. And the fact is, resources you can take away are so much more valuable. Now Kenvi is level 5 to Perry's level 3. And he is just going to keep this pressure up, much like he did on the Talia in that first game. And again, it's a great look from a player who, his brief time in LCS, it didn't look very good. But it's great when we see players come back to NACL, kind of reforge themselves and get a chance to go back.
Let's talk about Kenvi here, because this early game's been all about this guy on your screen. The Kenvi that was promised never arrived in the LCS, but these types of performances are why we were so excited about this guy in his time on 100 Thieves Next, in his time in 100 Thieves Academy, in his time then going to the LCS. It felt like Kenvi was going to be that next guy, following in the footsteps of legendary North American junglers. We've had players like Contracts, players like Blabber make it very strong in the region, but also make deep runs at international events. It always feels like in North America, the junglers are our best, shining examples of how to make it pro. And Kenvi was just like the next one in that line. And I'm so happy that we get to see these types of performances out of Kenvi still, because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of LCS fans were not impressed with what they saw at that level. Again, a lot of that, I think, having to do with how the team was playing around him, but he's showing up today. Shockwave in. Good wind wall from Young. Got it up just in time.
Yeah, and I want to quickly add to the point, because we do know that Captain Flowers and I think Azale are co-streaming right now. Kobe, and some LCS fans are watching. If all you saw from Kenvi was the Kenvi in LCS, that's not what we were excited about. What you're seeing here today, this is the player that we were really happy to see make the promotion, and it's clear from what we've seen this split that he is still that player, and he can still earn his way back. So keep your eyes out.
High impact jungler has made a lot of high impact plays already. Props to Perry for getting the dragon. Had priority from the bot side, as now they're getting a lot of damage here onto Diamond, who dredge lines in. Array trading right back onto Poom. That is way ultimate down. Array's not level 6 yet, but Poom's taking a lot of damage. Poom, you gotta be kind of careful here. Don't have infinite health. We'll land the root though. Okay, they're fine. What?
I said, does anybody?
No. Fun fact. Well, maybe Cassante. Cassante sometimes feels like it.
Ah, true. Fair enough. As he should. Good for him.
Technically, Scion can stack infinitely, right?
Ah, yeah, you're not wrong.
There we go. Shout out to the Scion players. Shout out to Sandy.
No, we do not shout out to Scion players. I don't like that.
All right, well, I guess not. Okay, Perry's going to look for it. The Grop doesn't get it. It goes over to Kenvi, as now Perry's in trouble in the 1v1. Level 5 does not have his ultimate available. Flash over the wall. Kenvi! Flash follow to guarantee the kill. And he sidestepped the knockup. Now Young gets him. Shut down to Young. The mid laner will pick up the scraps here, but this jungle performance from Kenvi is one for the record books. What a beautiful series of plays.
Guys, it is 8:21 in the game, and Perry finally made his first purchase. It is that tunneler, but it just really shows how difficult of a game that he has had.
Solo kill from Tenacity.
Yeah, I think so.
Can it be? He's got it. Oh, wait, no, Faisal. He's got the drain tank. He's got the autos. He's out of mana. Can Tenacity find this, though? Faisal's got no summoner spells. He dodges down. Tenacity can't catch him.
Surely he's
There's no backup. Faisal's out of there. Wait, he didn't walk on. Okay, now he did.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Kenvi
Hello.
joins in and punishes Tenacity. He was so close to the solo kill.
And we're just going to see. Kenvi has just been living in this jungle. This is exactly what you want to do when you have this kind of advantage. And I feel really bad for Perry. I've been in situations the couple of times I've played the jungle role, and it doesn't feel good when a jungler realizes that your jungle is actually his jungle, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That was, I believe, the second, if not third Gromp that Kenvi had taken away from Perry right there. Kenvi is a full level up on Perry, who's now hit level 6, trying to make some action happen here. Shochi flashes forward with the ultimate on himself.
Oh,
and now the turnaround. Young and Boom are there to turn it back onto Shochi. Still trying to lock down Diamond. Perry used decent assist, but doesn't have enough damage follow up. But still, I mean, DSG, they're not out of this one. Yeah, we keep talking about the jungle matchup, but Young silently having this kind of carry performance here in the mid lane, and the team is backing him up.
Which is something we highlighted in that champ select. We are going to need to see him do a little bit more, of course, but he's getting the gold needed to make it happen, so there's a lot of pressure on him.
Okay, Kenvi goes in. Explosive cast from Tenacity will keep him alive. Kenvi needs to get out now.
Hey.
As the retreat from Faisal. They're focused on the Ragnarok Olaf, and he says the only way out is back in. I got a drain tank through it. Doesn't have the damage.
Down.
Doesn't have the health bar. Shut down onto Kenvi. 2-for-1 trade in favor of DSG.
I mean, we're just throwing away everything we've earned in this early game Supernova. It's really good, though. Disguise, loving what they've been able to earn these last couple of minutes. Now it's going to be turret plates as well. This Senna, who takes time to ramp up, has gotten 2 kills. Even though it's been a really tough game for Perry, DSG absolutely by no means are out of this game.
Yeah, Kenvi goes very deep here.
Yeah.
And we see DSG, they fully pull the trigger.
Yeah. You feel confident about it. You have the numbers. There's no way for them to get away because you know Flash isn't available on either top or jungle. So the rest of it, even though Supernova gets something on the exit, this is still great for Disguised.
And it looked like, I couldn't quite tell, Perry got away from Faisal there, so Faisal was not able to just target down one person with all the autos.
Right.
So had to split damage a little bit.
Yeah.
Unless it was just a misclick and thought that Perry was just going to die there. Either way, DSG survived with more members, and now they're on to the Grubs. Starting these off, as Faisal will notice this. Does have Ghost, does not have Ragnarok right now. And he's going to push Perry off. So Perry will just take the 1 Grub and call that good.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine enough. Is able to deny that from Kenvi. Is able to get a little bit of golden XP that he so desperately needs. And of course, it's nice to get that progress on your jungle item quest. So, that's a win. We'll take that.
It is a win. It's a win right there, especially when you're this far behind the Lee Sin. You do not want to interact with Kenvi. So if you can get anything that's a neutral objective on the map without touching Kenvi, without him being on your screen, you are feeling very good. And yeah, speaking of, we're on the Dragon. This is the 2nd Dragon. Honestly, this is kind of crazy. With how one-sided the jungle matchup has been, that this is 2 drags to DSG.
Yeah.
Supernova, they've really had to sack bot side with all the action happening top. We haven't really touched on it, but there's only 1 plate remaining in the bot lane. Array has been constantly shoved in. He has not had a lot of backup here. And, okay, Poom and Perry, they're going to look for the dive, but they did not see Diamond there. This is an interesting setup. There's nobody to TP, though, so that turret will go down. And now Diamond's got to be careful. Okay, nobody's going to go down. No, they're hunting Perry.
Oh, they got him.
Perry did not stick with the team, and he will get punished for it. Young tries to save his jungler's life, and now he gets punished for it. Good knockup with a follow-up from Kenvi. Oh, the Hwei ultimate's not going to be enough as he lands another Sonic Wave. Kenvi just cannot miss these. Chasing that Boom, flash forward, boom. Strike will pick up that kill. Now back in here on to Manui.
Wow.
Array gets that credit. 10-5, double the kills to Supernova. They lose the turret, but they pick up more gold.
Yeah, DSG pretty much got rid of everything they earned in this last minute or two, Kangas. And it's an unfortunate feeling because in that situation, Perry's in there, he dies. Call it off, man. You can't save him. And the fact is, you already got the Drake, you got the first brick, trading that for your jungler's life. Look, man. I don't know the exact math, but I promise you that's worth.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Tenacity, there's a little mechanic about Olaf Ultimate. It stays up if he auto-attacks you. He was trying to play around the very edge of that and just looked silly. I mean, that was just giving Faisal a kill right there. DSG, they still have some tools here, but we gotta clean up these plays.
Yeah, I really didn't think that kill would actually go through. But
I mean, if you keep walking up to him to let him auto-attack you, it's going to go through. I mean, he just did not have the read as to how long that was going to last. Shochi still surviving parry here. And now Young and Parry yet again in a precarious position. They're trying to turn back on the Kennedy. They got him!
Nice.
Young is the damage that they need, but he just cannot do it all on his own. 4 more members from Supernova swarm in, and they'll pick up a 2-for-1. And
it's brutal. I respect the vision from DSG, the plays that they keep looking for and the opportunities they're trying to create for themselves. But sometimes they're biting off more than they can chew. They weren't even able to get that mid-tier 1 as a trade. And of course, the TP from Shochi topside means it matches Tenacity's TP, and he was trying to get something from what his team lost on the other side.
On the bottom side right now, Faisal going for this turret, should clean this one up. It was a turret advantage in disguise, but they were still behind in gold. And now they don't even have that turret advantage to their name. We're resetting for the top half of the map here. Faisal's got teleport if he needs to. Everybody else from Supernova around the area, so I do heavily expect a Herald priority here from Supernova side.
Yeah, partially because they can just do whatever they want on the map now. I'm expecting them to take it quickly, but right now
Faisal's just running up. Dredge line misses. Wow, that is a rare instance where the hitbox from Nautilus Q actually did not find some magic curve, and Poom survives for it.
All I'm saying is, if I was Poom, that hook would have hit me, because that's ridiculous. But that aside, I like how quickly Supernova are just rushing this Herald while simultaneously looking for a play mid. Just trying to set up this advantage for the next Drake. It's really important that they deny the sole point that DSG have been building towards, because that's kind of the only win con they have for themselves right now. You take that away, I feel a repeat of Game 1 happening.
Yeah, again, props to DSG for at least getting to this point. Okay, Tenacity's very low. Looks like Shochi had used the Shockwave, flash away as Tenacity throws out the explosive cast. And Sonic Wave into the turret. Oh, Kenvi! Now we're just styling on him. That was unnecessary, brother.
It really was. He ended up getting the kill. So,
yeah,
all right.
Honestly, he should get punished for that kind of play. Like,
so, I guess the one bright side for a play like that is Poom's off the map, can't lay down any vision, and he's gonna be able to make it to the Drake. So, you know, maybe big brain, maybe styling, who knows?
Could be. It buys Faisal a lot of space because so many people from DSG had to be topside. The Faisal can shove in this bot wave. Array gets more free time in the mid lane. The Smolder has not been the talk in the early game, but Smolder is almost always the talk in the late game. Once you get to that critical mass, you are just such a threat. So, even though DSG haven't had to deal with it yet, it has now, I believe, reached the second upgrade, if I read that correctly. Maybe it was 115, it looked like 125, but either way, we're going to have a much more powerful Smolder here as we're getting into these later Dragon fights.
Oh, it was...
Looks like 115 there. So, we do need a little bit more for Array.
Like a wave.
Especially if we can hit some abilities here onto Poom or Manui. X Slash from Diamond. We're looking for it. Gets a real flash out of Manui. And we're still on the Dragon, so Kenvi will deny the Dragon stacking for DSG.
This is the most important thing. DSG's only win con has now become so much more harder to actually fulfill. And now you're just in a really great position there as Supernova. You have a pretty significant gold lead growing. You have opportunities to make plays. You can make a play for Shochi. You can make a play for Faisal. The world is kind of your oyster, whereas DSG are really pressured to overload to one side of the map in hopes that they can get more gold for Young. Just hit that second item.
Young is still the main character here for DSG. We can also look at the bot side. The Hui will eventually, you know, once you get to 2-3 items, be doing a lot of DPS in these fights, but he doesn't have a lot of champions to make that space for him. I'm mostly looking at that Gragas. So if Kenvi gets onto Manui, you could be in trouble. You got that one CC ability in your own kit. And then you got to hope that you can survive the onslaught here as Supernova are invading for the Raptors. Tenacity goes for the engage here, gets onto Diamond, explosive cast, knocks back Shochi. Young gets onto a Ray. They are hard focusing down the Smolder, and they got him. DSG make it work, but Faisal is unleashed on the back line. Nobody's peeling for them anymore. Now Young's in trouble. Kenvy's still alive. Kenvy's still the raid boss. As now Perry playing a little bit of hopscotch over that wall. Tries to get him onto Diamond. Should not have the damage. No, he does. The Vault Breaker will get it, but cannot survive through Kenvy's onslaught. Supernova trade up 2 for 3.
And the fact that Disguise only traded 1 down is pretty impressive, all things considered. I respect the angles that they're trying to go for. All-inning onto Array. It makes a lot of sense. They got the shutdown for Young. He continues to be fed and a big threat against the side of Supernova. But we keep seeing examples of how hard it is for Young to navigate these team fights. There's a lot of CCs contending with a lot of
teleport
gold.
Coming in here. That's nasty. This is a really big setup. We're going to get onto Shochi. Oh, it's Young that teleports in. Shochi has no flash, but he's got the stasis. Good damage from Array. Young's got to get out of there. He's slowed down now. Good zoning from Tenacity. That barrel just saved Young's life.
Yeah, it was a really good stasis from Shochi. And that was just one of the few plays that DSG had. And now Young's down a teleport. Won't be able to do that again for a couple of minutes. Kenvy, I mean, he's fine. He's really strong on the
playing on the knife's edge right now. Kenvy is feeling himself in this game, too. I mean, we're hyping him up, and I think that he's feeling it, too. So, Supernova are in a dominant position still. It was looking a little dicey, but they've cleaned it up. And now it looks like we might just dive Tenacity. He does have the flash, no ultimate available. Flash kick from Kenvy knocks him straight into the wall and goes on a killing spree.
And this is what I mean, like the ease of playmaking. Gonna hold that thought. Young, goodbye.
Young's taking a lot of damage right here. Shochi did use the shockwave and walks right into the Vault Breaker. Combo there. Wow. Shochi's still alive. Has the shield. No way. Shochi lives this. Mom over the top as Array will pick up the kill in response.
Wow, there's so much going back and forth, but Supernova still coming out on top, always able to take something whenever DSG make a play. And the point I was trying to make earlier too, how easy it is for DSG to make a play versus Supernova. The contrast is very stark. And speaking of, Kenvy's back.
Fast enough. Yeah, Perry just doesn't have enough of the tank. He does have a center behind the center doing the damage. No plays doing the damage. Perry's still alive. Finally goes down. But now there's no front line. Kenvy's unleashed. Array's on a Manui. Tenacity teleported in to save the play. But Array is just outputting massive DPS. Should die in the 1v1. Oh, he's over the wall. Can he survive?
Nope.
Tenacity's following through. Flash from Array. Buys time for Faisal to show up. Tenacity can't get onto him. Faisal can chase him down. Faisal finally picks up the kill. And a very delayed ace. Young spawns, so we don't see it on the screen, but we'll give it a Supernova. Well played.
And we're going to just see this one again. This is already after the 1-for-1 happened, but look at the minimap. You see Kenvy is showing up well after the play that happened on the bot side. And DSG, again, they're feeling it. They're trying to limit test, see what they can get for themselves because they're so far behind this game. And even though they are kind of trading evenly, at the end of the day, they still can't quite equalize it because they still come up short against Supernova. And it's just really the goal difference showing in how these plays end up. Yeah.
Props to Faisal. He was literally hitting the inhibitor and just walked all the way to this play. It makes sense because if it goes worse for the team, you want to be there for the Baron.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, we're almost one-shot territory for the Orianna right now. Now we're looking to further it onto Perry. Young's all alone. This is not how the Yasuo wants to play. You want to combo it up. Saving that Q3. Doesn't land it. Young's dead. How much can the team get done on the map? This is inevitable here. Young will just try and buy time for the team as he's trying to stack up another knockup here, but it's just not meant to be. He's doing a lot of work, actually, but will finally fall. Kenvy picks up the kill. The team pushes the wave mid, and it's just instantly one-shot by the Smolder ultimate. Now they got to get out of here. All right, they're good. There's no engage from Supernova. They're looking at the Dragon.
And there's just no option for DSG. Again, this is what Supernova have become quite good at. This ability to make plays while minimizing your opponent's opportunities. Having Array mid so that he can respond with the ultimate to ensure that when that wave goes in, nothing is actually going to happen. There is no response.
I don't know if we kill Diamond fast enough here. He's able to lock down Perry. Donnie Shadow doesn't get the kill, but the Hui ultimate does. Yeah. Manui gets the gold.
Which It feels nice, but it's really a drop in the bucket of the 6.5k gold lead Supernova have. The teleport's coming through, though.
Yeah.
Okay, no diamond. This is what it's going to take.
In the bucket. If they can get this, this is huge.
Right
They're on to the Baron. They have Manui roaming up. It's going to be a 5v4 fight. Can we buy space for Array on Supernova's side, or can Kenvi get in? If you're DSG, can you keep Kenvi from getting in? They're still burning down the Baron. Nobody's spotting out the Lee Sin. They see him. They got the Baron secured. Supernova need to take the fight now afterwards if they want to get something done here. They will kill Tenacity. They will kill Young. 2 down, but DSG get out with Baron on 3.
I mean, all things considered, that is kind of worth. It's going to help with the wave clear as long as they get these recalls off. Guys? Okay. So they got some gold into their pockets. It doesn't end up changing too much in the grand scheme, but it's a nice injection of gold for them. They're able to spend some of it, reach some item spikes. You're seeing the 3rd item come through for Young, for example, and you still have the Baron buff to play for. So there's a small chance. You get a numbers advantage, you would be able to take down the mid-tier 1, for instance, and maybe get set up for this Drake. It's a big italicized maybe.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's super likely, but it is looking possible. Whereas before it was not looking that way. Now Supernova looking to chase down Poom. No flash on the Olaf, so he can't get over that wall. And Poom does get out safely. Despite having the Baron buff, they do not have control over their own jungle. Kenvi just took red buff, took Krugs, goes up to top jungle, takes blue buff, takes Gromp. Everything in the jungle belongs to Kenvi.
It does. And Kenvi, I think, is just going to recall. Surely he needs to move. The Tenacity is just going to... Oh, my goodness.
Come on, Kenvi.
Anyway, okay, whatever. We're going to talk about something else. All right, what do we got going on here? Actually, let's look at Smolder's stat.
Oh, he missed it! No, we can point that out. Kenvi's had too clean of a game.
You know, you're right. We got to be...
Missed that on the scuttle. Oh,
we got to be
no
critical.
Escape, actually. Harry is his
he
escape.
just kills him, no?
Harry is his escape. Harry, I don't know if you want to be there, man. I feel like this is a one-sided transaction for Kenvi. And Kenvi dashing away back onto the wards. Nasty's here on the flank. Gotta be careful. Oh, they got the combo. Yasuo's in there, knocks him back. Dawning Shadow does not land, and Kenvi does make it to safety. Hwei ultimate does a lot of damage, but Array does more on a rampage. Manui goes down.
And man, every opportunity DSG try to take, it just doesn't work. This game, we may have to chalk it up, Kangas. I know. I know you didn't believe.
Already, yeah.
I know you may not believe it that this game is over, but you know.
Well, let's see how Supernova want to close this one out. DSG need to deal with the full stacked Smolder now. You see the little ticks. That means that we're at the 225 stat. Yeah, 238. Thank you, observers, for highlighting that. As Faisal takes a 1v2 trade. Nobody can even touch this Olaf. Do they want to take the inhibitor? Are they ready to end the game right now? They're waiting for the minions to come up. Now they start hitting it. There we go. We back off of it. And we'll most likely rotate to mid here. It's going to be a longer game than last time. We're only 27 minutes in. Last game was around the 28-minute mark where they closed it out. So Supernova, they did not stack the dragons as efficiently this time. They don't have that big soul win condition.
I mean, that's fine. We may see a fight around this 3rd Drake, but it's not that big a deal. If they do, and Supernova win, and that's their way to end the game. Otherwise, they'll wait for their moment.
I think the bigger thing also slowing it is DSG sneaking that Baron away. True. That did kind of take the big win condition from Supernova. So we see hints of brilliance from DSG in their defense. I think that this has been one of the best looks when it comes to team play. Perry's gotten really behind based on the early invades from Kenvi, but I think that outside of that, we've seen a lot of good combos with the Yasuo. I do like this look for Young, so I think this is something for DSG to build off of. Even if this game goes sideways, they lose the series here. Going into their next series, there's still a chance that they can make it out of the promotion tournament and into the playoffs for NACL Spring Split. Having more compositions like this to fall back on is good news.
Sure. As long as they can get there, yes. That would be good news. Right now, I like that. Supernova. Oh.
Ooh, Shockwave in onto Manui. He's got flash, and it does not matter. Faisal dominating. And the low mobility Hwei just not able to survive the range of the Orianna, and now we're diving even deeper. Array has shown up. Let the dragon fire. Ray goes unstoppable, picking up the kill onto Perry here. They don't even have Kenvi. Kenvi's on the Dragon, so this is just Supernova doing it without their jungler present.
Right,
and
it's
gonna look easy.
Kind of insult to injury. Supernova, their third Cloud Drake coming through, so they're stacking a lot of free move speed. And on top of that, I mean, now once Kenvi joins, they could just look to end the game.
Okay, Plume's trying to get the slows on the Faisal, who did not have the Ragnarok, but now he does. Very short cooldown at this point of the game. It looks like this could be the victory lap for Supernova.
Oh,
Bench line misses. Diamond taking a lot of damage. This could be big if DSG pick off the Nautilus to start things off. He does get away. Doesn't have the ultimate, does have Flash and Ignite, so this Nautilus is still pretty useful. And being low means in Supernova, they're actually going to back away.
And this is fine. Baron's up in 40 seconds. I'm guessing they're going to back, spend their gold, and they already have the vision set up necessary. You take that Baron, series is done and dusted. You have everything you need to close the game, and that's kind of how I'm expecting these next few minutes to play out.
I gotta agree with you there, Beat.
Yeah.
Push for the top wave. The supers will give you prio mid and bot. You can just keep like one person there to catch if the enemy team pushes. You will have priority around the Baron. And I don't like DSG's chances walking into it. I don't like it, especially if Young gets picked right here. Has to flash early as he was about to get picked. Good pincer maneuver from Faisal and Diamond. Supernova, you highlighted it already. They're so good at plays like that, of just identifying somebody out of position and setting up the play ahead of time to punish them for it. So now it's going to be the approach from DSG. Perry just walks right into the brush. He kind of have to. It's dredge lined. Now, can they get their damage dealers to output the damage? Array coming over on the flank. Array's just going to pop everybody here. 1 kill, 2 kills.
Oh.
Can we go for the Penta?
Oh my God.
Kill Array. I see it in his sights. The man wants it. Will the team give it? Oh, the quadra kill. The bird was there. He's going to chase it down. Boom, running away from it. Okay, how much time does he have? We're going to hunt for it.
It's a while.
Can he get the flight back? I don't know what the cooldown is.
Oh, he does have it.
He's going to run under the turret.
Oh, he's got it.
Damage. Array has it. Pentakill to Supernova's Array. And a pentakill to Smolder for the ace in the game.
And that's got to be a great feeling and a nice way to cap out the series as Supernova go up to 5-1 and put DSG further in the hole when it comes to playoffs.
What a performance from Kenvi in the early game. What a performance from Array at the close. All the pieces working for Supernova, and they are looking like one of the dominant teams here. We heard from Scary Jerry. He thinks they're the second best team. He's not giving FlyQuest their flowers. We'll see if he can back that up in the last series of the day, but these types of performances from Supernova are why a lot of people are gassing them up. They are a threat here, Pete.
They are, and I think we're getting word that that was actually our first pentakill, I think. I think we're going to replay it again, yeah.
I mean, you can see it. When moments like this happen, you can see it coming a mile away. As soon as Array gets this positioning here, nobody's looking at the Dragon.
Yep.
Damage on the top, it's easy.
It really is. Yeah, I like that. He already saw the vision, went for the flash forward, and at this point, like, you could just walk it down mid or bot and end the game. I think you're having a little fun here, too.
I love that it's the passive burn that actually got that kill right there. I was like, oh no, he's not going for it. But it's because he didn't want Poom to get too far away. And here it is. Pentakill to Array. Smolder, everybody. Well done. Well
Vegas,
executed.
have you seen a pentakill so far this split? I feel like we have. Am I imagining that?
I feel like we have as well.
So maybe it's Array's first pentakill.
Definitely, I think it is for sure Array's first pentakill. We'll have to check. Going into the next series, we can confirm that because we do have more action ahead of us. But speaking of, we're going to send it to a short break before we come back with an interview from one of the winning players on Supernova and chat about maybe what they think about their power level in the league. So we'll be right back after this.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long. Or a churro, and probably not a pretzel either. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. To which we said, but we already made them. And they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, for our post-series interview. We have Faisal, who just went 2-0 against DSG and continues a rampage here in the NACL. Congratulations on the win, Faisal. You got your Olaf. We've seen it banned against you so many times, but you got your signature pick.
Yeah, for sure. It felt good. My mid laner actually was the one who told me about the angle. I was like, Aatrox is good here. Then he's like, what about Olaf? I'm like, Olaf is super good here. So just pick me the champ.
That's awesome.
Nice. Nice. I mean, I'm glad that one worked out. Hey, Faisal, this is the first time we've gotten to sit down with you so far this split here in spring. So I wanted to give you a chance to kind of tell us, as an audience, what are some of the things you were hoping to work on personally, especially while working with the Supernova roster?
I don't have anything in specific. Just like, there's new champions, especially in this meta with Fearless. So my champ pool definitely had to expand. It's been like getting better, but like some champs like Udyr are just too hard for me. I just gave up.
Yeah.
And then like just the normal stuff like laning, side laning, making sure I'm communicating properly, like teleports, just the standard stuff.
Mm-hmm. Did I just hear you correctly? You said Udyr's too hard? I'm not letting you get away with that statement. Isn't he like the simplest kit?
No, we had a whole video about it, to
hard.
be fair, Kangas. Remember last year?
Well, yeah, that's for us. But okay, fine. What about Udyr was tricky for you to learn? Because obviously you do have your niche, right? Like, we know you for certain champions. Udyr wasn't one of those. So I'm curious to hear more about that.
Well, like, versing like good players, he's just super punishable if you don't know what you're doing. So like, if you mess up the Awaken form, you just get really punished. And I didn't know what I was doing, so in scrims I pick it, and I'm just like, inting, so I'm just like, don't pick me this champ anymore. It was way too hard.
All right, well, it's a good thing you're getting that out in scrims then, you know? So if you ever have to pull out, you know?
Yeah. And you got to know your strengths, right? So my last question for you, Faisal. The next series is FlyQuest Maryville. I want to know who you think's going to win.
Okay, I'm betting on Maryville, because in scrims they're kind of shocking me a bit. And like, Fly-C is like making too much drama, so yeah, I'm voting for Maryville.
Okay.
Well, speaking of drama, we got to chat with Scary Jerry ahead of the games today, and he told me that he actually thinks Supernova are the second best team in the league behind Maryville. What do you think about, your current standings and how the team's power level compares to everybody else? How confident are you as you're pretty much, guaranteeing that playoff run at least?
I mean, our team is pretty good. We still have some hiccups to work on, but like, we're doing pretty well week to week. We're improving thanks to our coach and our staff. Pretty good. I think we have the potential to win the split if we like focus up and fix our issues. But yeah, Fly-C and Maryville are definitely like really good. Maryville definitely surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, they're surprising a lot of us. But final question for you here, Faisal. I like to end on this one, but I'm going to switch it up because of something you said earlier. I give you $1 million in a briefcase, in cash, right now on tax.
It's a lot of money.
But you can only play Udyr for the rest of your competitive career. Do you take the money?
Yeah, I probably would. 1 million's a lot.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Well, congratulations on being a millionaire, Faisal. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck going into preparation for your next matches. We're going to send it to a short break before we're back for our final series of the day. We'll see you there.
Introducing the new foot-long sidekicks at Subway. Try the warm and delicious foot-long cookie, foot-long pretzel, or foot-long churro.
I think TLC will win. We'll have no issues at all.
Probably FlyQuest. I hold a lot of respect for like a lot of their players, so probably the favorite to win.
Can I say myself? Yeah, I think FlyQuest is the favorite to win the split.
Area of Effect Gaming. I think they're individually just so cracked that it doesn't matter who they're up against.
Well, that would be my team, because it's my team. I mean, who roots against themselves, Us or FlyQuest, because I think we're the best two teams.
I'd say it's probably FlyQuest, or ourselves. I can't ever count myself out.
Yumi?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'll just say Yumi.
That champ just like is useless, and then whenever the champ is useful, like the game kind of sucks,
The community will have my back on that one. So yeah, just Yumi.
Well, this is embarrassing.
I think it's Zoe. She's just the mid lane champ that wins jungle matchups, and I also don't even really want it on my team, so I just hate Zoe.
Zed. I hate Zed. They just farm with Q from far, and then they think they're good when they press R. I think like if you're a Zed OTP and you can play Zed and you like have like the basic combos down, it shoots you up like a whole tier at least.
I think I'll choose Zeri. Kind of like the peak of Zeri Yuvi meta, and like Zeri Lulu meta was kind of the bane of every top laner.
I want to dunk on Shochi. Yes. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a good laner, and I want to dunk on him.
All of them. All of them, but in particular, every support player that exists, hands down. Just pick one.
Quad. So badly. So badly, actually. This guy has 87 LCK games. He just dropped 2 nukes in his most recent game. So if I can drop a nuke on that guy, then it's gonna look good for me.
Messages unlit. Give him a little reality check.
I'll just choose Dragoon. I mean, we're the 2 like Darius players and NACL, and there's only space for one, I guess. I'll just say that.
I just want to be AoE because I think I'm friends with a lot of them, and it would just feel good, yeah. I would do full Fearless LCS, not even the NACL Fearless, like both teams can't play the champ.
I don't know. I think it's in a good state right now. I'm liking the format and the games on the weekends.
Take the free money, I chill, and I listen to the people. You know, I'll be a good commissioner.
I'm adding Duo Q back to Masters, GM, and Challenger to revive the social aspect of this game. I have no idea, but I'm sure I would have the power to do that, so I'm going to.
I think I just throw everything out the window, honestly. Like, go full Fearless Draft and LCS or something. Yeah, just try and, like, make some waves.
Not too much I can say without breaking some friendships. We'll see what happens.
Definitely makes you have to think a little bit differently. Obviously, the champs you just picked are not available anymore, so the next game has to be different.
It's interesting because you're still going to play like the meta champs, and only if it goes to game 3 does it really feel like you have to pull something out of your pocket.
I've always had like a pretty solid champion pool. I think that I kind of have more of an advantage.
The one weird thing of Fearless is maybe flex pick value is slightly lower than it used to be. For example, Karma's buffed. If you pick it support, you can't play it mid or top or whatever in the next games. It takes getting used to, but I think once people get used to it, it's good changes.
Fearless is cool. A couple of players that are just 2 tricks, 1 trick, so it makes them a bit out of their comfort zone. For me, I play every champ, so I don't care.
I really wish if it was Fearless, it would be both sides have the Fearless. You know, if one side picks a champ, both teams can't play it. But I think so far it's pretty decent.
For our first match, I meditated with JJ, our assistant coach, and Daption and Lens. I think that is going to be my new pre-game routine.
I always take some time to like step away, either like headphones completely off, like deafened, some meditation, and like closing my eyes and like focusing.
My pre-game routine is definitely to eat like a really good breakfast, play a couple solo queue games before, and then kind of just relax for maybe 20-30 minutes before the match.
1 or 2 solo queue games into LOL dodge game, controlling a little character in like 2D screen where projectiles are flying at you. It's basically like gets your hands warm, and then like a lot of water.
Some teams they have like workout in the morning, some teams they have like stretches before the matches, some teams, for example in C9 we always walked for like an hour at home, so I don't know what I'm gonna do honestly. Play in the ARM or something. Usually the ARMs are the key to victory.
First thing is I'll eat. It can't be like too soon, but it also can't be like too far from your match, or else you might get like hungry towards the end of it. I take a cold shower, dunk my face in like ice water pretty much, warm my hands under like hot water or like warm water, and then finally I have like an energy drink. I like doing aim labs actually. Like there's a few like exercises in there that are good for league. I stick to that every single match.